Hey, I'm Jason Chapman, and I run a music store with my brothers, John and Jeremy. People are always asking, what is it like to be in a family business? Well, I've been in a band with my family for the last 28 years.
And if that wasn't enough, we recently opened a music shop. Since opening the shop, we found that the people that come through the door are just about as unique as the instruments they carry.
And now, since they gave us a TV show,
we leave the cameras running, and there's always something going on at the shop. Two, one.
this all started with a passion. Music has been a part of our lives for as long as I can remember.
Our goal from the start was to have an outlet where we could feel that passion in others.
At the Acoustic Shop, this is not just what we do, it's who we are.
We are back. David,
back.
Appreciate you guys coming out and being a part of this.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Our live episode from SPBGMA.
All right, SPBGMA.
Yes. We were talking earlier, we've known you before I even really remembered much about festivals. I was just a little kid, my parents were dragging around to festivals, and I think you handed me and John a frog.
I did.
This is the weirdest story, I think, of all bluegrass ever, but that's totally the truth. We were out at a festival in Colorado. I remember Dad was there, jam session. You guys had a jam session at our campsite, and you decided that you needed to entertain these weird kids that were hanging out, just
Dirty little kids. We were playing in the dirt.
And he brings a frog or a toad or something of that nature for us to play with.
Well, you know,
what made you decide that that was the way we should start this relationship?
well, because you guys looked a little bored, and,
We weren't playing at the time.
you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, these old people, all they do is play this dumb music, you know.
I didn't say dumb music. That's pretty harsh, man.
But the frog was more entertaining. I'll have to say that.
Well, I see this frog, and it's amazing because I always see a tree frog everywhere I go. I don't know, it's a reoccurring theme in my life. So I see this little tree frog crawling along, and I think, well, you know, these young guys
Kids like frogs.
They'll like a frog.
By the way, we just got letters from PETA talking about how it's wrong for you to use.
We set the frog free.
We didn't kill it, so that's always good.
No frogs were injured during that whole episode.
But it made a memory.
But that started it, and then you have Phil here who's going to be playing some banjo with
Yeah.
it. That was the band that I remember meeting you guys with, was a band called the Reasonable Band.
Yeah, we were very reasonable, so that's why we were
And
there.
then-
That is very, very strange.
And then one of the second most memorable things, besides the tree frog, was almost getting sucked up in a tornado with these guys backstage.
Oh my gosh,
This lady right
Yes.
here.
I forgot.
We were at
That's
Turkey
right.
Track Festival in Arkansas, Waldron, Arkansas.
You were the tornado. Jan was the tornado. I did not say that in any way, shape, or form. But
Well, you know, the tornadoes bring frogs, so that
Yes.
was it was trying to find.
this is a weird thing that could
But I think you guys were getting ready to go on stage, and then this massive thunderstorm and tornado sirens started going off, and so we all huddled backstage like that rickety backstage was going to protect it. It wasn't a tornado shelter,
It was
but
not a tornado
we
shelter.
made it a jam session / tornado
I remember
shelter.
this very well because I'm freaking out. The weather's bad. Things have been blown all over the place. And Dave goes, "We should pick." And I'm like, "Really? Should we? Is this really what we got to do?" And he said, "What else are we going to do?" And he was right. It was one of the best jam sessions I think I've ever been in. And
Very fun.
now we're making music with this lady over here.
Wow.
She's an awesome singer, one of my
Yes.
favorites. And
She's my
Her
favorite.
sister's pretty nice
that's
too.
right, yeah. And her sister's pretty nice too. And that was all part of that same band. Not as nice as her. But, so now you got a new project. Tell us about this new project.
Well, it's the David Harvey Music Crew, and a couple of years back, this fella grew up in church with us, and a couple of years back, I just had this persistent voice in my head that I should work with him a little bit because he was coming on as a good musician, and a fella named Cole Ritter right there. And I couldn't get rid of that voice. It was like the frogs and
Does
the
he always
tornadoes
listen to voices
thing.
in his head? I just wondering. Okay, cool.
But we just started picking around the house, and Cole grew up with my daughter in school, in high school, and my daughter Emma.
Who is an
And,
amazing
our
singer as
daughter.
well.
And she is a great singer, and she was going to be here but couldn't be tonight, so we're missing her a little bit. But it was so cool because Cole would call, and they were really close friends, but Cole would call and want to come and hang out with me and pick, you know. So, and then he started bringing all of his high school buddies, and I kind of rub it in. It's like, your high school buddies like that. You know, so that's
Yeah,
kinda,
she loved that. I guarantee you. she
no,
did.
not at all. But it was true, and we just kind of started picking a little bit here and there. And did a showcase here last year, just Cole and I and Mike Bubb, and booked some shows after that, and started going out on the road. You know how it goes. So
I do know how
all
it
of a sudden,
goes.
you're a family band, plus one. And
Well, we're glad you guys are doing it. I think it's awesome. And those of you that also don't know, Dave also runs the mandolin department over at Gibson Fine Instruments. And
Another thing,
this is not one you made.
Immediately after opening our shop, it was like the first year we had opened our shop. One of the first people we called was Dave. We were fortunate enough to have a treasure trove of old Gibsons show up at our shop, including a lower H5 mandola and a whole collection of mandolins. So we called Dave up to get some advice on these instruments, and then somehow it turned into this, let's hold a giant event of $1 million worth of Gibson vintage instruments, mostly mandolins. We had 3 Lloyd Loar mandolins, a Lloyd Loar H5 mandola. You brought this massive mandocello and a...
Well, I got to get them out of the house once in a while because it
It was an
justifies
incredible event.
owning all this stuff when I talk to Jan about buying more. So.
It was a great way to kick off our opening of our shop. So that was,
Well, and it's such a beautiful shop that you guys have put together
thank
out
you.
there in Springfield. It's just a beautiful place, and I hear reports from all of our friends, our friends that know you as well as they know Gibson and
I don't have
my
friends.
partner. So,
It's just not
well,
happening.
the one friend that you do have. But I hear great things about the shop, and I'm just totally impressed. And so we're on the verge of Gibson being at your shop too.
Yes, we're excited about
Very
that.
excited about that.
Pretty
Yes.
excited. We're gonna have some mandolins in there. It's gonna be awesome.
All
This guy-
mandolins. That's what I see. All Gibson
We're
mandolins.
getting rid of all the rest of the instruments in the store.
Just carry mandolins.
Yeah, that's right.
No, we are glad you guys came here. Thank you guys for being with us on this crazy Spickle weekend. And we're going to get them back here in just a few minutes, or maybe less. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be a break.
Short break.
A short break, and then we're going to get them back. So get ready for some more of this.
Right.
One of the cool things when we opened the shop that we didn't realize would happen was some of the interesting and very unique instruments that would be brought into us. And this one, more of the story behind the guitar makes it really interesting. But when I first saw it, I thought it was pretty unique because it is dated 1932. The fellow that brought it in didn't know much of the history on it, so we did a little bit of research, and Liz kind of looked it up, and that's when the story got really interesting.
It's a cult guitar.
That is one way of putting it, yes.
Well, some people call it a cult. Some people just call it a commune. Either way, it was called House of David, and it was established in 1903 by a guy named Benjamin Purnell. He says he's, kind of a messiah type.
Something of a cult, pretty much.
But he was like, all right, guys, let's just bring a bunch of people in. And he was like, listen, we're going to make a cannery. We're going to make a zoo. We're going to make a professional baseball team. And a bunch of really big bands. And we're going to present our word of whatever
I like where you're going.
to the masses with all of our creative abilities. Like, this baseball team was like the baseball's version of the Harlem Globetrotters. They could juggle baseballs. They could juggle baseball bats. And they didn't cut their hair, and they didn't cut their beards. So they had these glorious, 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 glorious hair. I mean, these guys brushed their hair, I would say, probably 100 times before bed.
They're like modern day hipsters, pretty much.
Yeah, but
Except could play baseball.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, they even had it was a professional baseball team, so they had baseball cards, and they toured and played with some of the top teams out there. Just a very cool, unique story, and a big history. A lot of these instruments, you never get to realize what the history is. This one we're actually able to get online and do some research. So this is just one of the interesting instruments that we've had in the shop, and definitely the story behind it is more interesting than the instrument probably. As you can tell, Liz was very enthusiastic about the history of the House of David.
And the history of their beards.
Yes, that was probably the most exciting part. The story behind this is very interesting. It's just one of those little things that we love about the shop, is getting to hold some of these instruments and learn the history of them. But we have been able to purchase a lot of other cool historic instruments and some very, very neat and unique ones. And we're going to be doing little features on all of those throughout the seasons here. So check those out.
Her parents never took the young girl to church, never spoke of his name, never read her his word. Two non-believers walking lost in this world, took a baby within, what a sad little girl. Her daddy drank all day and mommy did drugs, never wanted to play or give kisses and hugs. She'd watch TV and sit there on that couch while her mom fell asleep and her daddy went out. And the drinking and the fighting just got worse every night. Behind their couch, she'd be hiding. Oh, what a sad little life. And like it always does, the bad just got worse with every slap and every curse. And while in a drunk rage one night, he used a gun on her mom and then took his life. And some people from the city took the girl far away to a new mom and a new dad. Kisses and hugs every day. First day at Sunday school, the teacher walked in, and a small little girl stared at a picture of him. She said, I know that man there on that cross. I don't know his name, but I know he got off. 'Cause he was there in my old house, held me close to his side as I hid there behind our couch the night that my parents died.
Cole Ritter, everybody. You're going to see a lot of him in your lifetime, I'm sure. He's performing a song that our friend Harley Allen wrote. We miss him a lot. You guys ready? You're in for a treat on this one.
sunset boy just living out his dreams, and a blue-eyed girl that just turned 17. Down by the river chasing bullfrogs, red things run up to her knees. Like the water, her love was strong and deep. Working 2 shifts at the sawmill, paying for a shiny little ring, and you cried the night I got down on one knee. Built a cabin out of pine logs in a grove of white oak trees. Then when times got hard, you got hard to please. Emma, my dear, full of hopes and dreams and fears, a whole little family we have started. Emma, my dear, things aren't as bad as they appear. Could I end up alone and broken hearted? Still the woman's feeling guilty as you packed your things to leave, and the sawdust filled the pockets of my jeans. I turned to whiskey, wine, and brandy, and a million other things, but nothing strong enough to put my mind at ease. This empty cabin just gets colder with each letter I receive, and I cry like hell with each one that I read. Tells me that you found another and he meets your every need. What happened to the heart that once belonged to me? Emma, my dear, I don't know what brought us here. Have our childhood memories all been forgotten? Emma, my dear, I'm reminded of the years before our cabin timbers went to rot. Emma, my dear, how I long to hold you near. Start a new life where the old one sadly ended. Emma, my dear, I've cried 1,000 tears, for my broken heart will never again be mended. Oh, Emma, my dear.
We are back. We are back. We are back. After all that beautiful music, those last 2 songs, just gorgeous, made me cry a little bit. Now, the moment you've been waiting for.
The real
When
crying
we mess it
moment.
all up. When we all cry.
Well, it's so good to be here with y'all, and thanks again to the Chapman boys here. You guys are great. You're doing great things with your store. We're gonna get you all up here to pick one with us, and my lovely wife Jan Harvey's gonna sing this. We're joined by Philip Easterbrook over there on the 5-string banjo, and of course Cole Ritter again. And you all know John and Jason and Jeremy. Here's a little tune Jan's going to sing called Today Has Been a Lonesome Day, and we thank y'all very much.
Yeah.
Today has been a lonesome day. Today has been a long, lonesome day. Today
Looking for an acoustic instrument? The Acoustic Shop is the place you want to go. The Acoustic Shop, we've been open about 4 years now and have been nominated Top 100 Dealer at NAMM Show for 2 years now.
At the Acoustic Shop, we mainly focus on acoustic music instruments and the accessories that go with them. Guitars, mandolins, banjos, basses, and accessories and the lessons and repairs that go along with those. It's something that we've been passionate about for the last 28 years of our lives, playing in a family band growing up. Then we opened a all-acoustic music store in Missouri to help fill the needs of people that are more focused on just that niche of the genre.
With us having all those years on the road, it's really helped us to find the right instrument for the right person. When somebody calls us or comes into the shop, we can actually talk to them and know exactly what kind of instrument would be the best fit for them. And I think that's just something that we bring that a lot of people can't.
Started out teaching lessons before we even opened the shop, so that is something that has been a passion of ours for the last 15 years.
I believe we've said this is where the pros teach, and I truly believe this is where the pros teach.
At the Acoustic Shop, this isn't just what we do, this is who we are.
So if you're wanting to learn how to play the banjo, the fiddle, the mandolin, guitar, the Acoustic Shop's the place for you.
That was the last live episode from the night from SPBGMA in Nashville, Tennessee. We're going to be back tomorrow. It's not the end of the music. It's the last of my job. That's what I'm happy about. But that was fun. That was fun getting to play with them and also get to see them. I
had an absolute blast. I love Jan's singing. I really do. Dave, he's okay.
Oh.
I mean, it's okay. No, they're not absolutely great. We're glad to have them on the show. I'm glad you guys came and watched these live episodes with us. It's been a whole bunch of fun. We're going to be back again tomorrow. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 more during the day. There are 3 showcase bands tonight that are going to be
And you get to watch full performances without us interrupting and getting
That's right.
involved in the middle of it. So
That's right.
It's going to be even better. We want to thank our 2 lead sponsors, Our City, for making this possible. They have the Bluegrass and Barbecue Festival every May. So
this is their 60th anniversary.
60th anniversary. New logo right there.
That's right. And Preston Thompson Guitars also for sponsoring, making sure that we can do these live events. This has been a whole bunch of fun, and we're going to continue to do this. Hopefully we can do this in more venues. Yes. I'm looking forward to that.
My wife can't wait for me to leave more.
Yeah. mine as well. They're all sick of us, so we're good. Anyway, thank you guys for being with us here tonight, and be ready for some more music tonight.
And tomorrow.
If you have not liked the Facebook page for the Ozark Music Shop or the Acoustic Shop, do that, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channels for both of those. This is how you get to find out about these kind of cool events. So until next time, thank you guys for watching the Ozark Music Shop live. It's a